Sergeant No Rep here, the greatest judge to never judge, the one-time CrossFit Games attendee, and I am here today beneath the bleachers at the CrossFit Games to bring you the 2019 Reebok CrossFit Games team rosters. So a lot of you know the big name teams that are going to the games. I'm just going to quickly go through the teams and look at their alternatives. If somebody gets injured, this is who can step in. There's some interesting names out there, so let me just switch over here to make this a little bigger. So qualifying through the Dubai CrossFit Championship, we have Team Invictus, Rasmus Anderson, Tommy Venus, Lauren Fisher, and Regan Huckenberry. Mitch Wagner is a notable alternative there. I know Rasmus Anderson's been kind of having some issues with his back, so I'm not sure if that will affect him. Definitely will be a strong team. Number 2 there at the Wadapalooza CrossFit Festival was Team Krypton, sorry. I think they competed under the name maybe Romwad. Alex Smith, Cody Mooney, Jessica Griffin, Camilla Blanc-Bazinet. That's why you'll see that there's no female alternative. They used that spot to put Camille there. And Adam Klink from CrossFit Krypton, a good friend of the Smiths, is there as the male alternative. The Australian Championship, Project X, came through there. So we have Brandon Swan, Com Porter, Jessica Coughlin, and Harriet Roberts. Justine Beath is the backup for the female, a notable female. This will be a pretty strong team. I'd see somewhere close to the top, maybe top 8. CrossFit Fittest in Cape Town. Not really names we know there from CrossFit Vogel Gym. So then we'll go down to CrossFit Strength and Death. We have the Central Beasts that come in. Some notable names. A backup there, Allison Scuds is an alternative. I think she qualified as an individual to the games. So then we go to the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge. We have Don't Stop, which I think is going to be a strong team, and I think maybe a podium contender. So we have Travis Williams, a former individual, Roy Gamboa, Jen Smith, Alexis Johnson, very strong females. That's the strong thing about them is their strength of their females there. So from the Asia CrossFit Championship, we have Rich Froning's Mayhem Freedom. So we have Rich Froning, Dre Strum, Taser Perez, and China Cho. Now we have 2 alternatives listed there, and it's interesting. You see Ben Smith, who now just got the wild card. Let's just say Dre goes down with an injury this week. It'd be interesting to see what Ben Smith would do. Would he come back and compete on their team? China Cho, Taser Perez is strong females with Haley Adams, who has an individual invite. She's been training at Mayhem. I'm sure if one of the females this week sprained an ankle or something like that and couldn't go, I'm sure she would step back and compete with the team, as she's not in podium contention as a younger female still learning the sport, but she's a great athlete. So Reykjavik CrossFit Championship Team JST, they qualified. Don't really see them as a threat. Brazil CrossFit Championship Pro 1, we have Joe Scally, a former individual athlete. He's kind of the headliner there. The alternative male is a strong male from Canada, Alex Caron. I think he was right up there in the Open there 2 years ago. So an interesting one here is the CrossFit Down Under Championship, the Exterminators, Rob Forte, Zeke Grove, Kate Gordon, Daniel Jennings. Very strong team. They don't have any alternatives listed because that's what they stacked their lineup at the Down Under CrossFit Championship to get into the games, and then they changed around their lineup. So they don't have any alternative. Somebody goes down, they're basically done for the games, but it was a gamble they made to make sure they got to the games. The Rogan Invitational, a very strong team. We have OC3 Black. No real household names, maybe besides Luke Schaefer, who's if you're not a hardcore CrossFit fan, you won't really know him, but a very well put together team that will perform very well and should be right up there at the top of the leaderboard. CrossFit Lowdowns, CrossFit Altoth. Again, no really big names. I don't see them fighting for a podium spot. The Granite Games, we had Invictus X. So we have Wesley Rethwall, Sam Dancer, Margot Alvarez, and Christy Aramo. Definitely a very strong team. Part of this team is what made it was the second place team last year. You can remember they qualified this year, had that drug issue with one of the females. They lost their qualifying spot. They had to go back and get it again. And finally, CrossFit, from the CrossFit French Throwdown, we had a strong team here. Invictus Boston, big name there, Craig Kenny. So one thing that's interesting here, this is actually going to be a good, well-rounded team, is their alternative. Royce Dunn was actually on CrossFit Mayhem Independence team that didn't qualify for the games. They missed out, so they must have reached out to him and see if he'd be interested in being their alternative. So in case one of the guys go down, he's a big, strong guy. He kind of fits their mold, and he'll be in there. So that's pretty much it for the game roster review. If you want to go, I'll throw up a link for my team rankings. Basically, I see Mayhem Freedom, especially with this year, with all the unknown. We have no events listed or anything like that, and a lot of teams got into the CrossFit Games not really doing team events. A lot of the events that were in these sanctionals were more like individuals. So if you had strong individuals, you get in. You weren't forced to really work as a team, which is Rich Froning's team's Mayhem strong point. They work very well as a team. So I think that will come out in the games, and I think they will excel. But it will be a very good race. So anyways, if you want to check out some other videos, just subscribe to my channel. I will be live streaming commentating the games on my YouTube channel. So if you subscribe here, you'll get notifications when I go live, and we'll talk to you later.